Welcome to MMA on the Rocks. My name is Bill Welker. You are listening to Picks and Pours, episode 56. Today is Thursday, March 27th, 2025. We're coming off of a UFC London card that was really exciting, and now we're going to the other side of the globe. If you believe the earth is a globe, UFC Mexico coming up. Before we get into that, the man who's going to be making the picks here on Picks and Pours, Matt's Mechanic. What's going on, Matt?
Not much, Bill. Just over here wondering what the Signal app is.
The Signal app?
Yeah.
I couldn't help you.
Oh, well, I'm glad to be here, and if anybody in the comments could tell me what Signal is, it seems to be in the news today.
Oh, okay. I was made aware of my age last night when I was teaching my Muay Thai clinch class, and there were two younger ladies in the class. They must have been like late teens, and they were doing a move, and I was watching them. And she's like, and then you duck under and you do this, slay. And I said, what? And she's like, slay. I was like, slay what? Like slay a dragon? And she's like, no, slay, like I nailed it. And I was like, oh, it's more like a slay minus.
Slay minus. What were terms like that? Now that you hear these terms as being an old fart, I wonder what the terms were for us.
I mean, dope was pretty big when I was that age.
I feel like that came in later.
No, a lot of people said dope. So like if something's the bomb.
There, that might be it.
The bomb. That was yeah. God damn, dating myself. We didn't like. Only the rich kids had cell phones when I was in high school. They had those Nextel phones, and they could like walkie-talkie each other.
Oh, those are the shit. I never had one of them. I always wanted one.
I didn't either. I didn't get a cell phone until I went to college.
But where I'm from, that was the phone that was used by the working man. All the blue collar working men had that because they were
men. But I'm saying like kids, like high school kids. It was like the working men where I came from didn't get cell phones for their kids.
That was like our version of the current group chats, which I can't stand group chats. I don't give a shit what it's about. I'm now out.
Oh yeah, I have every group chat muted on my phone, and I'm in quite a few of them. The only ones that I don't are like I have clients that I train together, and I'll have
if it's like that, but more than 5.
Yeah, and those are they're just business. Like
it's strictly get some information out. I'm fine with that. But to sit there and chat all night,
no way. My wife's family is big into the chats. Not only do they have group chats, they have different category group chats on different platforms. So there's like 6 group chats on Facebook Messenger. Like one is just pictures of grandkids. One is for politics. One is for family news updates. One is for travel. And then they have the same thing on WhatsApp. And then I don't know. There might be some other one too. But
what's WhatsApp?
WhatsApp is just a messenger app. Yeah, I don't know. I have it, and I have.
I feel like this technology thing is getting too fast. I view myself as a very a nerd, and I can't even keep up.
Yeah, there's too much. There's too much going on with all this. My wife made me download some. What's this thing called? Marco Polo. It's basically Snapchat. You can send like short videos back and forth. She's like, you have to download this app so we can send short videos back and forth to each other.
Man, when? Like, don't you guys work together?
Not as much anymore. I only go in a couple days a week now.
Yeah, I don't think I could see a need to send a short video in my working day. I don't know how people have time to do that shit.
Yeah, my wife does it with all her friends. So now she gets home and she's playing the videos that they're sending her. And I was like, now I have to listen to all your friends whine every day.
Hey, so I'm sure it's the question we're all wondering about. How's the chickens doing?
Oh yeah, man. I'm a full-fledged chicken farmer now.
Yeah, you gotta keep that shit down.
They're great. We got 7 of them now.
Before long, you'll be calling yourself a homestead.
Yeah. Yep. That's how it goes. As soon as I get a donkey.
Yeah, I think you need a bit more than some worms and chickens to be a homestead.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta start baking sourdough.
Yeah, sourdough and probably like make your own beef jerky.
Yeah. Well, I do that.
Okay. Canning.
No, I don't do that.
Yeah. Then you're not a homestead yet.
But I don't really eat anything that's canned.
Well, you can can anything.
That's true. Well, once our garden gets off the ground, we'll be up and running. We'll be homesteading.
Oh. Can you garden that well in Florida?
There's stuff that grows, yeah.
Oh, I thought you'd do like hydroponic stuff.
My wife's trying to grow all of it at once. We got all kinds of trees and plants and shrubs now. She's
man.
Yeah, she's trying to grow a green thumb.
Well, I think of all the weird shit that people are getting into at this day and age, growing your own food is not a bad idea.
Yeah, especially the way things are going. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna appreciate having chickens and fresh eggs around.
Only like 5 months.
Yeah, well, that depends because we still don't know if the chickens are all hens.
Yeah, you just got to look at their vent.
And how do you know?
Just Google it; it'll show you. You just flip them.
But they don't have genitals.
No, the side, the hole, they either have a hole that makes eggs come out or not.
And you could tell this young?
Yeah.
I didn't know there was all this to know about chicken holes.
Oh yeah, you got to be careful though. Maybe you should have me come over and do it.
All right, you're gonna come over and sex my chickens?
Yeah, I'll come over and sex your chickens. Hey, it's easier than tarantulas. Tarantulas involves a microscope.
Really?
Yeah.
You gotta like hold them down under it?
No, you take their molt.
Oh, okay.
And you check that out.
Damn, that's kinky.
I think you can see my microscope like directly right there.
Oh yeah, I see it. So you can use that to look at a chicken's butthole too?
No, you just flip it. I'm not going to describe the next part, but take a peek.
Are you gonna like lift up the feathers and?
No. Yeah, you got to move the feathers around, but they don't like it very much.
All right.
Maybe when you're home alone sometime, give me a call.
Oh God, this is getting weird now.
Yeah.
Bill, just show me your chicken's butthole on FaceTime.
Yeah.
I'm suspecting
that is you do need to know that. It's a very important aspect because if it's not the female.
Yeah. We'll be having some drumsticks, I guess. I do suspect that one of them is a rooster already.
Yeah, you can see their behavior, like it's acting like it.
Yeah, definitely like asserting dominance with the others.
No, they're always like just by the pack.
Mm-hmm.
They're not in the middle. They're always just kind of just right beside it, if that makes sense. I know you have in a little small box, but it doesn't have the herd.
Yeah.
Trait.
Yeah. Yeah, this one's like a bit of a loner. Yep. It seems to be growing a little quicker than the other ones too. But we'll see. We'll see. If we just end up with one rooster, that may be fine.
No.
No, I don't want the rooster.
No, you don't want a rooster.
Okay.
I mean, you're not supposed to have one, but I think it won't be long before you'll be like, all right, we got to get rid of this rooster. I think it'll be like a group decision too. Everybody will be like, yeah, yes.
All right. I just got to go pick them off.
And your neighbors, I don't know, that'll be pushing it to the limit because those suckers are loud.
Well, neighbor across the street has one.
Oh, and you don't hear it?
I can't hear it in the house at all.
Okay. So, I mean, it might be okay, but there's also different, just like within humans, different roosters have more and less bravado, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure it depends on the breed and stuff, too. Yeah. What are you sipping on over there?
Coke.
Nothing in it?
No. I had some rye earlier, though, so that might kick in.
What kind of rye?
You asked me too fast.
What kind of rye?
The one from Redwood Empire.
Oh, okay. It's the Lost Monarch or something.
Yeah, I got a coworker that's heading out there. I'm like, hey man, you got to check this place out, see what they got. Give me a call.
Yeah,
I really like that place. I'm sure it's overpriced as hell out there, but
we're at the distillery.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to Sonoma. It's expensive.
Oh yeah,
I paid $100 for breakfast for two.
Jesus.
It was. I was upset.
What did you have for breakfast?
She had a sausage burrito. I had eggs and toast. We had a coffee.
Wow.
And I mean, I had, hash browns, eggs, but
but
a normal breakfast. Yeah, it was $100.
Yeah, that's $19.50 at the diner.
$19.50 at the diner I'm from. You can still go get that for $4.
Yeah. I'm saying like around here.
Yeah, I was mad, but it was an experience. It was a nice place. I'll give it that. And there was not any. I was definitely the riffraff in the joint, so it keeps the riffraff out of there. But
yeah, I
didn't
guess
like drinking a coffee with flower petals on top.
Yeah, fucking $50 breakfast burrito would keep me out of there too.
Wasn't my choice.
Sure. You at least get bottomless mimosas with that?
Nope. It was get the sandwich, get in, get out. We gotta go out for the day. It was.
Are you rounding up at least?
No.
Is that with tip?
No.
Holy shit.
It's expensive.
That's unheard of. I mean, I lived right outside Manhattan for a long time. I don't think I ever paid $100 for a breakfast with no booze.
It seems Sonoma, that area, they charge like that just to keep people they don't want out of the town because everything there is that expensive.
Damn.
But it's, I don't know. You have to go to experience it, but it's not. I don't recommend you go in there.
I'm pretty sure I've been to Sonoma. I don't recall that though. All right. Let's talk some fights. Let's talk about last week. What did you think about Sean Brady dominating?
I think Sean Brady will be the champ and should get the shot the neck, not this upcoming fight for Bilal, but the neck, whoever's champ after the Bilal Muhammad, whoever he's fighting.
Do you think he'll get it though?
I think he should. Who's it?
But do you think he will?
I think it all matters. We're talking about, we don't know because we have to have a time machine to see what's going to go. What happens in the next title fight? If Shavkat got hurt, is he ready to go?
Yeah, that's the thing. I think it's going to go to Shavkat. Now, I don't know. What did he have? A shoulder surgery or something?
No, his knee got hurt. Ian Gary hurt his knee.
All right. So Sean Brady is officially ranked number 1. But I think if Shavkat can come back, he's getting the title shot, especially if Bilal beats Jack Della Maddalena, because, Bilal smashed him in that first fight. Although I think that was not
Shavkat's hardest fight, toughest fight. Geoff Neal.
Yeah. Ian Gary.
He lost, didn't he?
No, he beat Ian Gary.
Oh, yeah.
Wonder Boy. Neil Magny. That's about it.
I don't know. I would much rather see Brady get the shot, but
yeah, I agree with you. I just I don't think he will, especially if Bilal stays the champ. Now, if Jack Della Maddalena somehow wins the belt, we may be singing a different tune.
Maybe Brady will be the alternate and one of those guys drop out.
I think if Bilal loses the title, he's not going to sniff a title shot again.
Who, Bilal?
Yeah.
I mean, unless he did what he did the first time and just never not lose again and become, undeniable.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think if he loses, because the same thing kind of happened to Tyron Woodley. Like, Woodley was not in favorable relations with the promotion, and he lost the belt, and they didn't let him. They kind of buried him, let him kind of run out his career.
But that's weird too, because Bilal Muhammad, I don't consider a boring champion. He might be a boring champion in between fights, but when he's fighting, I don't mind.
Yeah, I just think, for whatever reason, the fans don't vibe with him, and I just don't think he has a favorable relationship with the promotion.
Like Aljamain Sterling.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. He may be the best welterweight around, but they want someone that's going to put butts in seats.
Maybe the UFC and Dana just have a problem with people that John Anik are champions that John Anik is close to.
That might be a stretch, because he's close to Dominic Cruz. Dominic Cruz has gotten pretty favorable treatment. His injuries have just kind of ruined his career.
Yeah, but you got Dominic. I mean, you got Merab, Aljamain.
Yeah, I think Aljamain Sterling kind of dug his own grave too. After the whole Peter Yan thing, he kind of tried to lean into that heel role, but didn't fully commit to it. And then it just got awkward. And it was like, the more he talked, the worse he made it.
I would say Bilal is my second favorite champion behind Merab.
Active champion?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's a great fighter. But, they're going to lean towards, I think the UFC is probably not happy with the champs in general. Maybe Dricus, but other than that, they don't have a real superstar champion right now.
Yeah. And the last one we had was Sean O'Malley.
Yeah. I guess you could say John Jones, but John Jones fights once every other year. Ankalaev, no. Dricus, kind of. Bilal, no. Islam, only in like a third of the world.
He has like probably one of the biggest martial arts memes going on right now.
They send him to Dagestan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that boosted his popularity quickly. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, he's fucking funny.
he is funny.
Yeah. I like Islam, but I think he just doesn't have like mainstream appeal.
Oh, he just has appeal in very short bursts because he can't make a bunch of viral shit.
Yeah.
Which I don't think any of the UFC, like social media might be bad for UFC fighters because it's all bad. Did you see Sean Strickland trying to shoot?
No.
He was trying to drain his hot tub and he's out there trying to shoot the bottom out of his hot tub in the middle of Vegas. And there's another video of it. He's recording like basically an argument between him and his girlfriend where she's concerned that he might come home one day and shoot her.
That's not good.
Well, but her reasoning is CTE, not like things she's like their current relationship. She's just like, hey, one day in the future, could you just come home and murder me? And I'm like, man, yeah, maybe if he keeps doing that, but also don't put that online, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Or don't do that.
Well, no, she's talking about like a mental illness.
Yeah.
Like a Chris Benoit type situation.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of drugs involved there.
Yeah. Who knows?
I mean, don't they know? Didn't they do autopsy? Wasn't he on like
yeah, I'm pretty sure Benoit's been checked off to a CTE thing.
Oh, okay. But it was also
I mean, there's other things that didn't help, but
sure. Well, now that we're on a happy note, and Taporia vacated the belt, right?
No, well, he is vacating it, but he won't be vacated until Diego Lopez and Volkanovski square off.
Oh, okay. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that card looks really
Diego Lopez could end up, if he wins the title, he could end up being the biggest superstar champion the UFC has right now.
I know he's not officially connected to the Fighting Nerds, but I think that would be their first kind of champion because he is kind of connected.
Yeah.
But I think the Fighting Nerds taking over several championships could become some superstars because they're cool.
Yeah, I mean, definitely Kyle Bahalio is up there with those guys.
He should be fighting soon, I think, right? He hasn't fought in a
while. Let's see.
It's a race. I don't see anything.
No. Well, he fought in August. So, yeah, it has kind of been a while.
I like myself some Carlos Prates myself.
Yeah. I know. Who's the other one? Ruffy?
Yeah, the guy that dealt with it's not King Green anymore. It's back to his original name.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, he said, I haven't won since I changed my name. I'm changing that shit back.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Sometimes nature just works out.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's hard to call yourself king if you haven't won a fight.
You probably should have done that a while ago.
Yeah, that's a tough sell.
Gene Silva is another member of that death squad that Bryce Mitchell is going to deal with.
Or get dealt with by. So you still haven't answered. Do you think Brady is going to get a title fight, his next fight? I know you said you think he should and you want to see that, but do you think he will?
I mean, how long did he get suspended for? When's he allowed to take a fight? I mean,
He's going to have probably a 60-day suspension, and they'll shorten it. Maybe 30.
I don't think he'll be passed over for it.
Even if Bilal wins, you think they make that rematch for the title?
Yeah, I think if Bilal wins, it's the most likely fight.
No, I think he's more likely to get it if Bilal loses.
I disagree.
Why? Well, who gets it if he loses?
If Bilal wins, I think Brady is going to get it no matter what.
I don't know.
Like the only way I don't see Brady getting it is if something happens where whoever is the champ needs to wait, and they would make Shavkat and Brady, fight for eliminator. But
you don't think they throw Joaquin Buckley into the mix?
I mean, who knows? It all matters who's ready when. I mean,
it's true. Not a bad problem to have for the UFC.
Oh, this is the one. That's one of the best. That is the best division. Probably that, and you could argue 145.
Well, 45 has like some great contenders that are kind of like snoozers.
Not 45, 35.
35, definitely.
Especially 45, the champ's leaving.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I'm the greatest champ. I've defended what, once?
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
But, if he doesn't want to make the weight anymore, what are you going to do? You can't make the guy keep doing it. Yeah, 35. If you look at this top 5, O'Malley, Petr Yan, Umar, Corey Sandhagen, Davison Figueiredo. Like, those were great fights. I'd like to see Figueiredo and Nurmagomedov. That would be a fun fight. What's next for those guys? And who's Sandhagen fighting next? He's got a fight book, doesn't he? Don't you have all this information?
Yeah, usually, but I didn't prepare. I don't think he has.
I thought I read a headline about.
Oh, yeah, he's fighting Figueiredo.
Oh, okay. All right.
I want to see Merab and Sugar Sean again.
Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen.
I think it's going to happen this summer. I think that's probably one of the International Fight Week fights, if not the fight.
Let's talk about the fight of the night from London. In my opinion, Kevin Holland, Gunnar Nelson. That was a fun one.
Didn't watch it.
Oh. All right. Let's talk about
I listened to the fight companion. It sounded like all those guys thought the other guy won.
No. All those
Are
guys.
you going against Joe Rogan, Brendan Schaub, and Gordon Ryan?
Yes.
Wait, no. Gordon actually thought that Holland won.
Yeah. So, Gunnar would get him down. Kevin Holland was more active from the bottom, and then Kevin Holland lit him up on the feet. And he was attacking with submissions from the bottom. He was hitting elbows from the bottom. Yeah, like he definitely won the fight.
So it sounds like he's getting back to his Kevin Holland, like the real Kevin Holland.
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe he needs to stay down at that weight class.
Yeah. I think if he ever wants to, I know he said he never wants to be champion. He doesn't care about that. But I think if he wants to be considered a contender, it's got to be at welterweight. and he's talked about how he's like, yeah, I've made enough money to be comfortable. He's like, but I've also spent a lot of money, so I got to get my shit together. And it seems like he's on the right track. I mean, that was a big win. He definitely needed that.
Well, he's got to get it together though, because he's 32.
Yeah.
It's now or never.
Yeah, it's now or Bellator.
No, there's no such thing.
Exactly.
It's now or dirty boxing.
Yeah. Dirty boxing.
Did you see the bare knuckles doing some weird hockey? You saw that?
Doing a what?
I don't know if there's a bare knuckle hockey fighting thing starting up.
And wait, like BKFC is involved with it?
That's what the headline I saw, but I'm just looking it up and make sure.
Man, they come up with so much weird shit now. They got power slap. They got jujitsu in a car. They got fucking judo in a phone booth. They got all this shit.
Well, the jiu-jitsu in a car, I challenge you to a match in that. I would love to try that. It sounds fun, but I don't want to watch people do it, but it sounds like a blast. Yeah, BKFC is moving from the ring to the ice with this latest venture. The leader, blah, 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 has acquired a stake in the on-ice fight league Ice Wars to create BKFC Ice Wars.
Why?
I don't know.
It's just
like they're doing so good.
Yeah.
Like that's not needed.
No, nobody needs
like power slap. It's the power slap turned like the scaled down version of power slap.
Yeah. This is like the Temu power slap. It sounds like a fucking horrible idea. Like, like if I was like one of the billionaires that got approached for this, I'd be like, what the fuck are you guys doing? It was probably like, all right, listen, we got one more idea. I know you shot down everything else. Ice fighting.
This is Connor's idea. Is this what Connor's bringing?
Connor's too busy feuding with Rosie O'Donnell to get involved with anything else. Man, what a world. What a time to be alive. Speaking of which, I have to mention that we lost the late great George Foreman. That was a big one.
Yep, he was a big one.
Yeah, I mean, what a talent, what a personality. I mean, the guy was just like a clubber, you know? Only lost 5 fights, and like if you look at who he lost to, Muhammad Ali, Evander Holyfield, Shannon Briggs. Let's go, champ.
Well, I don't think I ever watched a George Foreman fight, but I definitely watched his TV show, Better Late Than Never. And if you haven't ever saw that, it's worth watching. And George Foreman seemed like a great guy.
Was that the one with Henry Winkler? And yeah, I did see it. William Shatner and who else was it?
Terry Bradshaw.
Terry Bradshaw. Yeah. Yeah, they were a fun group.
Yeah, it was a fun group. One of my Jeff Dye, one of my favorite comedians, was he kind of drug the old people along. It was a great show. But George, yeah. When we saw that, it definitely brought down the mood a bit.
Yeah. I mean, that was a very like lighthearted show.
And how many college kids like survived off that grill?
True. Yeah. I don't know. I think I owned one when I had my first apartment. Yeah, I had one.
I still have one and use one. This is a little embarrassing, but every week.
Oh, really? Oh,
but it's not a George Foreman grill. It's like the upgraded smart version. It's an indoor electric grill. You know, it's a clamshell drill, just like it is, but it has a computer it's computerized, so you can tell it what you're cooking, and we just can like cook a whole lot of food at once for meal preps.
Well, that's nice. Yeah, and you live in an apartment, so you can't have you don't have anywhere to put a grill outside.
I have a gas grill. No, Bill, I have a grill. I smoke meats all the time. I did a brisket for St. Patty's Day.
Well, excuse me. Actually, you got some more smoking abilities than I do right now. Molly McCann retired. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that. And I like the way she did it. She's like, I saw her quote was like, I suck. I'm not getting, I'm getting beat up.
Yeah. She's like, I just lost to someone on 2 weeks' notice and got annihilated in the first round.
Yeah, so I like Molly. It's a good decision. She's getting older. I hope she's got some money socked away or got plans. Another retirement was this is the main news for the UFC right now, but it's Shevchenko retired, but her sister Antonia.
Oh,
she's retiring. Well, she got cut from the UFC and she's retiring, and she's going to be a commercial airline pilot. So good for her.
Wow. Yeah. A lot of talent in that family. That's for sure.
Yeah. With all the talk of DEI, if you got on a plane and Valentina Shevchenko's UFC veteran sister was announced to fly in the plane, would you feel assured or scared?
Well, I don't know, man. It's still a woman driving.
Come on, Bill.
No, I would feel safe.
You'd be like, that's sick. You'd post like on, I bet you'd post on Instagram at least 6 times.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would milk that one for sure. Mark Fellows says that check out When We Were Kings. Great documentary. And Foreman versus Lyle was a fun fight. Well worth a look. I'll go back and watch that one. I've been meaning to go back and watch some George Foreman fights. He was a little before my time. My dad would watch it and stuff, and I would watch with him, but I didn't really know what I was looking at back then. It was the same thing with Mike Tyson. My dad would get the Mike Tyson pay-per-views and stuff, and Mike Tyson would win the fight in 90 seconds or whatever. But I didn't really know what was going on. I think that's it. That's all really worth mentioning from UFC London. Carlos Ulberg looked I mean, he got the win over Jan Blachowicz, but it was nothing to write home about. Yeah.
All right, let's look forward to this week.
Yeah. So I know you're not excited for this one. The main event, I think, is going to be good. And I'm not a big flyweight guy, but I think this is a fun matchup. I think both these guys are super technical, and they're both dogs. So I think that'll be cool. I'm looking at this Kelvin Gastelum Joe Pyfer fight, though. This one's intriguing to me.
Yeah, what do you think about it?
I think, Philadelphia is on a hot streak with Sean Brady. Joe Pyfer, I think he's still trying to find his identity. And his one loss in the UFC, if you don't count, losing to Dustin Stoltzfus via injury on the Contender Series, one loss in the UFC was to Jack Hermanson, and it basically came down to experience.
Yeah, that was his that loss was the loss. We always go, well, I hope that fighter learns from that. Like, this losing might have been the best thing for him right now.
Yeah, and if experience is your Achilles heel, Kelvin Gastelum is not the guy you want to be in there with. Pyfer kind of relies on that knockout power that he has, and he does have ridiculous knockout power, but Gastelum is not a guy who gets finished easily. He was submitted by Sean Brady, but other than that, and he was submitted by Jack Hermanson, but other than that, if you look at his losses, like Jared Cannonier couldn't finish him. Robert Whitaker couldn't finish him. Darren Till couldn't finish him. Adesanya couldn't finish him. Still one of the greatest fights I've ever seen.
Is that like 2019?
The Adesanya fight? Yeah, it was April 2019. That was such a great fight.
A long time ago.
Yeah, that's probably in my top 5.
What do you think the odds are on that fight?
I think Piper's probably a favorite.
By how much?
Not a lot. I would say minus 180.
Minus 298.
Wow. All right. I think some underdog money on Gastelum would be worth it then.
Well, I'm not picking all the fights tonight. I have a parlay that right now has 2 legs, and that is with 2 underdogs, and that's the main event, Steve Erceg, which I know Brandon Moreno in Mexico. I feel like he's gonna come ready, but every time Steve fights, it seems like he's walking into the devil's den, and he's almost pulling it off. Like, there's something about that guy that is, I don't know. And he's sitting at plus 210. And then there's Manuel Torres, who's fighting Drew Dober.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't not see, like, I see Drew Dober fighting like he always fights and getting right up in there and wanting a firefight. And I think Manuel can definitely take him out there.
What are the odds on that one?
So he's plus 100.
Torres?
Mm-hmm.
And what are the odds for Erceg?
He's plus 210.
So what are you getting on the parlay?
So 2-pick parlay with my $5 will pay me 31. Now, damn it. If I add in Mr. Gastelum, which this might be like the Bills pick that always screws me up.
Well,
but it takes it up to $105.
I'm not,
which would bring me almost back to even for the year.
I mean, I'm not saying I think Kelvin's going to win. I'm saying I think it's worth it to sprinkle a little for the underdog odds because I think Piper is a good fighter, but I think he overextends himself looking for the knockout. And I think that's a bad strategy against Kelvin Gastelum. Now, maybe he'll have a smart coach in his ear telling him to pick his shots and to just try and outpoint Kelvin, because that's the key to victory with Kelvin Gastelum. If you try too hard to finish him, he's just going to be there. And he's going to end up edging you out on the scorecards. But if you just stay a step ahead of him and keep him at bay, that seems to be the recipe to beat him. Kelvin Gastelum's been fighting for 40 years, and he's 33 years old.
I wonder if I change it.
I don't know how that's possible, but the math checks out. He reminds me a lot of Jose Aldo in that regard. You think of him as like such a grizzled veteran, and then you see he's only 33.
You get the same odds as picking Kelvin Gastelum to win as Joe Pyfer to win by knockout.
That's interesting. Well, you could hedge your bet, because I think the only way Joe Pyfer wins is by knockout. So you can Bet a straight bet on Gastelum.
I think this might be the way for you to talk me into a bet and me actually win the bet, because I changed my bet because you wanted me to change it, but I'm changing it in an even more weird way. So I think that's man. I kind of want to get rid of the Steve Ursig thing, because I can definitely see Brandon Moreno just coming out and putting on a show.
Possible. But you could also see Urseg coming out and, being the spoiler. Guy's got ice in his veins. Like, he could definitely do that. This is why, there's so many variables. This is why I've never been good at betting on MMA. So don't listen to anything I say anyway.
Yeah, I was listening to Brian Petrie on Annex show, and he said that since he has joined the show, he's minus $5,000.
Oh shit!
I mean, they do $1,000 an episode, but
so it's not real money he's betting with.
No, I don't know. I mean, maybe they are. I doubt it. If I'm not betting with real money here.
Yeah.
So,
way to break down the fourth wall.
Okay, Mark, keep that shit to yourself.
Well, there's a couple. There's a few others on here too. All right. So what's your bet then?
Well, I will be making this bet, and it's Steve Ursig, Manuel Torres, Joe Pyfer to win by knockout, $5 plus 2,008 odds, payout $105.40. I will make that bet. All upsets, not an ideal parlay.
I'm not mad at that. I'm surprised you're not excited about your boy Raul Rosas Jr. Fighting in Mexico.
Man, I need to clip the Hanato's thing. Have you ever heard of what Hanato says about Paul Rosas Jr.?
Before he bring that up, Mark Fellows says, "I'm up $5,000 since listening to this pod, but I bet against Matt's picks."
Well, I don't believe that, Mark, because I don't lose that bad. It just it's even money. You never win or you never lose.
Skinny or nuts. Yeah. So Moicano, you don't have the sound clip, do you?
No, I really need. He's the most ugliest.
This ugly motherfucker.
He is the ugliest. When I see ugly, I know I'm not the prettiest one. When you see a real mongoloid out and about, that plays in my head. He is the ugliest.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I feel bad.
Well, you don't feel bad because we wouldn't say it to his face.
I mean, I might say like, "Hey, did you hear? What did you think about Moicano calling you the ugliest motherfucker on earth?" That I would say to him.
This is totally off the rails, but we're wrapping up on. We're at the end. I went to the Nogi on Tuesday, and there was this 125-pound Russian guy. Maybe Russian. He spoke some sort of Russianist language. He's probably 20, and he tore through the gym.
Really?
Yeah. And tore all the way through the gym. If you get what I'm saying.
Visiting?
Yeah, just visiting. I have no idea what the hell he was. I told him just to stay away from me. I didn't want anything to do with that guy.
So you didn't roll with him?
Hell no. No, I didn't need. I didn't need that bill.
Somebody sent him to Dagestan 3 years and forget.
It was insane. He had a weird gimmick where he's really small and he'd get everybody in this overhook and he'd underhook on the other arm, and then he would just somehow submit him
from an over under.
over, under, and then he'd switch to the guillotine, or he would get I don't know. It was very odd.
How tall?
5'2".
5'2", 125 pounds, and he tore through your whole gym?
Yeah.
God, it's Jason Bourne.
No, he reminded me of the white version of the mean guy on Ace Ventura.
Oh. Yeah. The one that was like, Quincy Ocha.
Now,
White Devil.
When I say he tore through my whole gym, that's not giving my gym any props. But every time I saw it, he caught them off guard big time. And then it kind of didn't go anymore. But it was very impressive.
So basically, he would catch them in something unexpected, and then it wouldn't work again.
Yeah, right. But it worked. Like it worked. And he was very.
Where was he visiting from?
I don't know, man. You couldn't talk to him. He didn't speak any English. He had an ADCC rash guard on.
That doesn't mean much.
No, it doesn't, because I saw it. I was like, who's this weirdo wearing or warming up? I'm like, who wears an ADCC rash guard?
And man, I don't want to roll with anybody that warms up.
Well, warming up for us is drilling,
No.
You don't do any more warm-ups?
No. None. Zero. Just straight into it.
No shrimping?
No, absolutely not. However, every private client I have is forced to do shrimps in every single session.
I love doing shrimps, man. It stretches you out. It's my form of stretching.
Yeah. You ever see a lion limber up before it mauls a gazelle?
No, but I've never seen a lion maul a gazelle either. I live in Florida.
Oh, well. I watch some National Geographic.
Okay.
A lot of my Instagram algorithm is like people getting too close to alligators.
I think we need Bill Walker's version of the morning routine, because I've seen a lot of morning routine stuff on the internet recently.
Is that a thing right now?
Yeah, you didn't see the black guy that he drinks a Saratoga water at 4 o'clock in the morning, and he's like splashing. At 4:25 in the morning, he's dumping Saratoga waters and cutting lemons up and doing a facial ice bath, and basically he wakes up at 4, does a bunch of bullshit. By the time 9 o'clock comes around, which is like by 9 o'clock, I've already been working for 2 hours, and he's been up for 6, and he hasn't done shit yet. He's just been dipping his face in water and swimming. And
does he look like he's in good shape?
Oh, he's in phenomenal shape.
Oh, okay.
He's jacked and shredded, and
well, he's doing something right.
Yeah, he's like living in some ultra expensive condo in Miami. I mean, yeah, and I'm like eating a ham and cheese, trying to rotate these tires. But he hasn't. I mean, it would take something very important for me to wake up at 4 a.m. and he does it every day to put his face in lemon water.
All right. Well, I mean, there's got to be something to it. Probably looks younger than both of us.
Well, he is younger, and yeah. I mean, I'll send you him. He looks nice.
Send me a video. My morning routine.
I don't believe you haven't saw that.
Huh?
I don't believe you haven't saw that.
No, I haven't.
Okay, I'll send it.
It hasn't come up in my algorithm. My algorithm right now is all like chicken videos and like people getting eaten by alligators. I saw a video right before we got on the show here of a guy he's trying to tow this car, and he goes to put the chain under it, and the guy runs and gets in his car and backs
Yeah,
over the
I
guy's
saw
head.
that.
You
That's
saw that?
terrible.
Oh my God.
That guy. You know, there is a bit of MMA news that we haven't talked about.
Oh wait, before you say that, I just want to say like a morning routine for me would be very boring. I make my single cup decaf coffee. I put a scoop of collagen in it, and I cook my daughter's breakfast, and that's pretty much my morning routine.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the best part of this little trend that's going on is that there are people that are making their normal routine, and it's really like I saw one. It's like a guy. He wakes up, he washes his face, he takes a shit, and he's sitting there farting, and then he like goes and gets coffee, and then he's sitting on the toilet farting, and yeah.
Yeah. I'm just like, I take my allergy nasal sprays.
Your Flonase.
Yeah, I have prescription Flonase. Thank you very much.
Oh, I need some of that. My allergies have been killing me this year.
Oh man, they're brutal.
You got to pay
Brutal.
your eye drops, your Flonase, brush your teeth. Yeah,
Yep.
this the guy online. He's like, jumping in his rooftop pool. But anyway, Cain Velasquez.
Oh yeah, let's talk about it.
This might be a hot take, but I think Cain Velasquez deserves more time in prison.
Yes, that is a hot take. Look, I think because I think he should have been able to murder that man in cold blood and walk away scot-free. But the fact that he put innocent people in danger by just firing off a
But he
weapon.
shot the wrong person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's. I didn't get to explain my point. I
that's
agree, but he wasn't in court for shooting the guy that did all those crimes. He was
right.
in court for shooting the wrong guy.
Yeah. And that's where yes, the prison sentence should have been longer. I mean, look, if he had just grabbed the guy, I think he could have murdered him in cold blood, and most
Right.
people would look the
That's
other
what
way.
I think, because the judge gave him a very, very lenient sentence for shooting the father of the guy that, like, I don't know. I saw a bunch of the big MMA guys talking about, oh, free Kane, and I'm like, really? I think like that's best case. It has to be best case scenario for like literally shooting the wrong person.
Yeah. I think, yeah, if he had shot the right guy,
Oh, then I wouldn't be making this hot take.
yeah, I say like there's no punishment for that guy that could be bad enough. That's
Allegedly.
right. Like if he did what he was accused of doing, um there's nothing that could be done to that guy that I would say like, yeah, that's enough. Um but yeah, when you're putting innocent bystanders at risk and you're just firing off a weapon and shooting the wrong person and
Well, he didn't put him at risk. He shot
yeah,
it.
right, right. But other people were put at risk too.
Yeah, but in that, yeah, it just
Um
seems weird to say, like, yeah,
and I get it too because like you can't be in a sound state of mind at that point. Like and the legal system also failed us because this guy should not have been released on bail.
well, I mean, the guy's still reporting to his bail officer, and that case actually starts next month.
Well, hopefully
I mean, now we're talking a bunch of other bullshit where the California prisons are overpopulated, and that that we're not, and it
yeah.
brings us into another problem that yes, that's terrible that guy did that to that little girl, but that is pointing out a bigger problem that California has a bunch of those cases, and that's why they're put it on bail.
Yeah,
But I definitely understand why he wanted to commit that crime against the alleged pedophile.
Yeah,
But he's Cain freaking Velasquez, and he didn't need a firearm that day.
He doesn't need a firearm against 99.9% of the world. This is literally one of the baddest motherfuckers walking the face of the earth. But
well, I disagree because he can't use a firearm very well, and there's lots of people.
When it comes to hand-to-hand combat,
okay,
he's one of the baddest motherfuckers walking the face of the earth. Yeah, I can't even imagine the blind rage that would come over me. Because I've had my moments with my daughter where like very minor things have happened to her, and I have seen red and lost my temper. I can't even imagine something like that, and what I would do or what I would be capable of doing. But at the end of the day, it's not the right thing to do. And he's gonna get. So he was sentenced to 5 years, and that's gonna include the time he's already served, right? Which was
he's
year
gonna
and a
be
half.
out in like probably under a year.
Yeah, I don't know, under a year. He'll probably do another year and a half, and then get out on good behavior.
Anyway, it's a long time, but as we get older, it's really not that much longer.
Yeah, but it's it's time away from the family.
He missed. He shot a person that didn't do anything.
Yeah, and that's what it all
other than
comes down
support
to.
his son. That
Yeah,
no matter what they did, the same
yeah,
emotions you just expressed about your daughter, that father probably feels about his son.
yep. And look, if he had hit the right guy, I might be on a plane out there protesting with a free Cane sign. But
Me too,
he
but
didn't.
he missed.
Yep.
Should have beat the shit out of him. But
Yeah, God, man, imagine that beating. Look at what he did to Brock Lesnar. Imagine what he could have done to that guy. Like, man,
that family's lucky he did use a gun. That's like a rare instance. It's better that he used a gun.
yeah, yeah. Even like say the guy he shot accidentally got in the way. You get in the way of that fucking gorilla. Like you would wish you got shot. Forget it. Imagine what that guy could do.
All right, Bill, we're at an hour. The 20-minute show has turned into an hour.
Yeah. Well, I told you we would make it short about
We
UFC
always
Mexico.
do. We always something to talk about. Where's that guy from last week? What the hell is his name?
I don't know. You asking me about last week? I don't remember yesterday. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else on this card worth talking about. What time does this card start? Do you know that? Because
probably about the same. Probably the same.
I really enjoyed the start time of UFC London.
So it's a little later. Prelims at 4, main event at main card at 7.
All right, I like that. I can vibe with that.
And then we get another kind of early one in the following week. Not the greatest card. Is headlined by Josh Emmett, Lerone Murphy. Just if you're wondering, co-mains Pat Sabatini versus Joe Anderson Brito. So we're dealing with some superstar power here.
Jeez.
It starts at 9 p.m.
Man, I almost wish they would go back to like pay-per-views every 3 months.
Yeah, how fuck can we get excited about this shit?
Yeah, it's rough, man.
The co-main event, I guess the feature fight is Tavarius Ramboyos versus Li Hang Cho.
Never heard of her. All right. The card I'm looking forward to though is the UFC 314. That's
I mean that's a legit card. I could just get this card a card like this once a month, be set.
Now, if only UFC ESPN Plus would let us buy it.
Yeah, because I mean, in the fight we're going to be missing when we're trying to buy it is Yair Rodriguez versus Patricio Pitbull.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the opening fight of the main card of 314 is Rodriguez versus Pitbull.
That's a great fight. I didn't know that fight was happening.
Yeah, the whole card's great. The next fight is Neil versus Carlos Prates. You know, this is the fighting nerds going to work. Bryce Mitchell, John Silva.
Wow. All right, I think I gotta host another fight night here for that one.
Chandler, Pimblett, co-main, and then the main event's Volkanovski. But yeah, this card to me looks better than UFC 300 or Noche. You know, like UFC 300, the main event is what made it suck. Pierre versus Hill. This looks to have a main event that can deliver.
But UFC 300 had Gaethje and Holloway, Charles Oliveira and Saryukian, Bo Nickel, Cody Brundage.
Boring.
Gaethje and Holloway was insane.
Okay, yes, one of the greatest finishes of all time. But that's one fight. This whole card looks great. But anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves. You have fun with your chickens. I gotta get out of here.
All right. Let's call it a night. I don't have any plugs this week. And me on the Rocks merchandise. The links are there. That's all. Some big fights coming up. My buddy Ryan Reber is going to be fighting BKFC May 2nd right here in Clearwater. I plan to be there in attendance. He's going to be the co-main event. That's going to be a fun fight. I think there's BKFC going on tomorrow night in Hollywood, Florida. Luis Palomino and Howard Davis, I think, is the main event. But I might check that one out. In any case, send a message, like, subscribe, whatever people say. Oh, I did recently post a video about how to wrap your hands for MMA, Muay Thai, boxing, kickboxing. It's a tutorial about how I've been wrapping my hands for the last 15 years. And I have rarely had any issues with my hands. If I have, they've come from jiu-jitsu. But as far as hitting a heavy bag and hitting pads, never really had issues with my hands. So I decided to share my kind of unorthodox hand wrapping method that I've been using. So if you guys are interested in that, check that out on YouTube. That's one of the most recent videos there. And that's all I got. So until next time, cheers, everybody. Goodbye.